What's up, guys? We got car parts today. So, like I mentioned in the last video, I was waiting on these rack spacers or tie rod spacers from Villain's Drift. They were supposed to be here Friday. USPS sucks, but we got them. They literally look like little rings. They're 4 millimeters wide and they slip onto the rack. I got 2 of them, one for each side. So basically, this is exactly what it looks like. It just slips onto the rack and then the rack screws on in to the car. So I'm gonna install them, at least on the driver's side, which is what I've been working on. If I can get it done quick enough, I think I'm gonna move the car and like just all assembled and buttoned up. I'm gonna move the car out of the garage a little bit so I can get to the passenger side and try and get the passenger side one installed as well. And we'll be able to get some angle finally. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this all done tonight, so this video might be a couple nights this week stacked up. So yeah, let's get started. I just have to jack the car up. We still have our marks there from yesterday when we made the angle video. All right, so I'm showing you guys how yesterday when I was using that little 2-washer method, it was just about exactly 4 millimeters, a hair less than 4 mil. So we're gonna get rid of these guys. We're gonna slip this guy on, and we're gonna get back into the rack. Also, remember guys, use Loctite. This is the important part here. You want to put some Loctite on your threads so that you don't have to worry about this backing out of the rack, especially because you no longer have that lock washer that comes from the factory on here. So Loctite your threads, more the better. Just don't expect to get it out very easily afterwards. I'm going to swing the knuckle out of the way and screw this thing in. Spacer on there? Yeah, okay. And with it screwed in, there are plenty of threads to grab onto, so that's a good sign. So let me show this to you guys. So the rod is in. New tie rod end is on, so everything's good. The spacer and all is good. But now, what I was saying yesterday, the reason I didn't show you guys angle going this way is because when you turn to the left, it sucks the tie rod end in, and that's where that washer was stopping me up. This spacer is small enough that it goes into the rack and allows me to have more angle turning left when it pulls in, as opposed to only going right and pushing out. So check this out. The wheel's towed out a tiny bit, so it's exaggerating it a hair, but I'm gonna make a left turn, and this is when it sucks the tie rod into the rack. Look at that steering angle. Definite improvement from the factory just looking at it. All right guys, so here we go. This is full lock driver side. Both sides are installed. This one was a pain in the butt to get out. I ended up having to go rent a tie rod removal tool. I use heat. This thing was on fire at one point. I use vice grips, everything. It's crazy how different this one came out compared to this one, but this one has a lot more play in it than this one does, even though they're the same age. But they're done. Spacers are in. Here's full lock from the driver's side. Now I'm gonna go full lock this way. My tape lines don't line up, but you can almost see the full tire there, which is more than what we had from the factory. So this probably is on close to like stock 240 steering angle, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. These cars didn't come from a lot of angle from the factory, but this is a definite improvement from what I was working with before. And you know, it's something to take to the track at the end of the month once we get it all aligned and dialed in. All right guys, it's a couple days later. I got the passenger side all buttoned up like I just mentioned before, and I'm gonna put this thing on the ground. We got so much snow the other day, So I'm gonna get this thing on the ground, back it out of the driveway a little bit now that we got it all cleared out. And it's cold out, so I'm gonna do this quickly. But I'm gonna back it out so that, you know, I can get in front of the car and we'll see how much steering angle we have. Everything is tight. It's not aligned, it's eyeballed, which I use that in a very, very loose way. And as soon as the salt and all that crap is gone after this storm, so maybe in like 2 weeks at this point, we'll be able to take it and get it aligned from Tyler. I registered for the first drift event today. They just opened up registration. March 31st, first Club Loose opening moves drift event of the 2018 season. I will be there. Car will be ready, don't you worry. And we're gonna be drifting. So I'm excited for that. I'm glad that those plans are all set in stone and ready to go. So we're gonna drop this thing down and get it out into some sunlight for the first time in a while. So like I said, it's not a ton of steering angle, but it is an improvement from what the car comes from the factory, and that's what's important here. Like I said, again, we have the knuckles, and we have some plans. I'm gonna pick up some new wheels next week that I cannot wait to put on this thing. Only for the front, new wheels for the front. But that's coming next week, and that will also assist with the knuckle. So we have a solution in the plans to get even more steering angle, but for right now, these rack spacers are gonna do for the first event. Here, I'll show you guys from the other side. I also think that one of the reasons that it doesn't look like a whole lot, I mean, because one, it's not, but two, I have 10.5-inch wide wheels in the front of the car, so I mean, they're taking up a lot of space. I think the results would be, visually, the results would be more dramatic once I had my new wheels on, and you could actually see how much the wheel is actually pushing out from the fender. But either way, I'm happy with it. Looks good to me, and I cannot wait to drive this thing. So, I don't know what we're doing next. I don't really know. Yeah. Trying to get in some stuff this weekend, but yeah, see you guys.